What's up YouTube, BMR here, and today I want to give you guys a review of the KT432PT controller from Kyosho. So this, I would consider this an entry-level high-end controller, or I guess you could call it like a medium-range controller. So this is a really big upgrade from, say, the FHS or the FHSS controllers that come with ready-to-run cars, but it's not quite as good as, say, the EX6R controller. I think those things are about like $400 to $600 depending on where you get those ones, and this one runs about $200, but that's not to undersell this controller. When I say it's an entry-level high-end controller, I mean it's high-end. Now, this is my first real serious RC car controller, so take my opinions with a grain of salt, because this is more of a general impressions and overview. Like I said, I've been using this for a few months, and I'm really happy with it. And other reviews I've seen for this controller, people either compare it to other controllers, other high-end controllers, or, you know, they kind of scroll through the features and stuff like that. I don't want to waste your guys' time. I just want to give you guys basically what I think of it and compare it to the two other controllers that a lot of people will be using, which is the KT19 and this new KT531P controller. Basically, out of these two controllers, guys, these things are garbage. I mean, they're really not that good, but the KT19, I like this controller a lot more than the 531. This one feels really cheap, really plastic-y. It's hollow sounding, and it just sounds like garbage. This one feels a little bit more solid, and the grip on this one, it's really small, and I have pretty big hands, guys. I'm a 6 foot tall guy, so I'm not huge, but I'm not small either, so having a larger grip on your controllers is really nice. So that's another reason why I like the KT19. And these two cars are running different, or these two controllers are running different protocols too. And this controller can handle both of them, but this one has a faster protocol, so that's why I think a lot of people say this is a better controller than the KT19, but I really don't think it's necessarily a better controller. It just has a better frequency. So anyways, enough about these controllers, because these things really are plasticky toy imitations of what a controller really should be. This thing over here is a significant leap forward. And like I said, if you have a large hand like me, this plastic grip right here, I don't know if it'll pick up the L down there. This is the large style, and it fits my hand perfect. It fits so nice in here, this thumb rest, and having the steering wheel drop down so that your two hands are in line with each other. It just, like, that little bit, I mean, it seems really nitpicky to just have, you know, a couple inch difference, but just having your controller just that little bit lower, it feels so much better when it's in your hand. You feel like you're basically more in tune with the car, because this basically, it's your steering wheel, you know, it really is how you talk to your car. So having a nice controller is a big improvement, and this controller is a huge improvement. So let's talk about what some of the big features for this controller are, and that's the adjustability. So you can adjust trim and stuff like your gyro settings and all that kind of stuff with one of these controllers, but this one will fine-tune it a lot better. Like I said, it'll fine-tune. It'll help you get in there and really dial your car in as far as your throttle. You can put an exponential curve for your throttle too if you're into that kind of stuff. I'm not that advanced yet, so I haven't really gotten to the features. So basically, if you're like me and you're more of a beginner level, entry level guy, this controller just at the surface, you're gonna have a lot of improvement. You're gonna notice a significant improvement from it, and you're gonna really enjoy it, even if you don't utilize every single feature that it has. Like, I have a lot of these buttons and knobs turned off because I don't know how to really use them. But in the future, I'll get into all that kind of stuff, but just right out of the box, just the feel of this controller is amazing. And also, this controller is more responsive than these other two controllers. I don't have, I mean, maybe I'll do a slow motion video in the future and I can really do a comparison for the speed for these ones, but this controller feels like it's a lot quicker, it's a lot more responsive. And like I said, guys, having your hands a little bit closer, it's a lot more comfortable. And being comfortable with your controller, you don't think about your controller. All you're thinking about is your car. And, you know, that's a really good thing. It helps you get in the zone. And that's what I really feel like this controller helps me do, is get in the zone. It's really comfortable. It really helps me just focus on driving the car. So it's really the biggest things too. Is another thing you can do with the controller is you can move your trigger forward and back a little bit, so you can just completely fine tune it to your hand. And it'll feel so comfy when you're done with it. And the other big feature with this controller is it has, I believe it's a 30 model memory on it, and that's really nice, being able to link up all your different little RTR sports models or whatever it is that you have for your Kyosho Mini Zs. Having this car work with those, it's great. But this car also, it's not limited to Kyosho Mini Zs. You can get a receiver board for it, and you could say run an atomic car or a GLA racing car or something like this. This will work with those. So this controller, I feel like it's a huge upgrade. Like I said, these things run about $200, so they're about the price of the car, but they're a significant upgrade for the car. I think they're one of the best upgrades because it makes the car feel and handle a lot better. It's a lot nicer. It's a lot beefier. It feels solid, and it just feels like you're not playing with a toy. I mean, honestly, when you bust this little thing out, you feel like a little kid playing with a toy, you know, even so with this one too. I mean, this one isn't as bad, but this one, I don't know, I feel like a little 8-year-old kid with a toy versus this one. I feel like I have a serious hobby grade level controller for my hobby grade car that I've invested a lot of money into. And so anyways, if you want to get the most out of your Mini Z, I definitely recommend getting a high-end controller like this KT432PT. And like I said, it's a good entry point for a high-end controller because if you want to go nuts, try this out and then go nuts in the future and get yourself an EX6R. I might get one of those if I can find the only thing is this doesn't run the ASF frequency, so that's the only reason why I would want to get an EX6R controller, is this runs the FHS and FHSS protocols, but it doesn't run an AFS protocol, and that's what the EX6R does. And so the AFS models, that's kind of the older style, the MA020 Evos. Those ones run the ASF protocol, so that's the only reason why I would consider that. So basically, guys, my general impressions and overview boils down to this controller is awesome. It feels really good. It's really easy to navigate it. It's really easy to fine-tune your car and adjust your settings, and you can get really technical with it, but you don't have to get technical with it to notice the improvements from it straight out of the box. This thing is awesome. So like I said, guys, it feels like a serious high-end hobby grade controller, and I'm really happy with it. And I absolutely love it. It's my favorite upgrade to a car that you can do, is if you can't do anything else to your car, if all you could do is a controller upgrade, man, I think that would be a very solid upgrade for a Mini Z, because this thing feels awesome. So anyways, guys, that's going to be it for this video. If you guys have any questions and you want to have a little bit more in-depth knowledge about the controller or something like that, go ahead and leave it down in the comment section below, and I'll answer you guys' questions. But like I said, I just kind of want to scratch the surface on this controller, give you guys general impressions and a shakedown of it, because basically if you're considering this controller, get it. If it's something that you can afford, you know, don't stretch yourself to get a controller like this. But if this is something that you're thinking about getting, just pull the trigger and get it, man. You're going to appreciate it and you're going to really like it. So anyways, like I said, guys, that's it for this video. Hope you guys have a wonderful evening, and I'll see you next time.